Well, hello there my little goldies, and welcome back to my sanctuary, and welcome back to another video. I have a requested video here today, and I'm going to be showing you all of the supplies and stuff that I use to color in my coloring books. Now, I guess I have to do the little disclaimer that this video isn't meant to brag or show off or anything. This was requested, and this took me several years to get. I mean, this did not happen overnight, so a lot of this I had to, kind of save up for. It took a long time to acquire. I'm not going to link everything in the description section, with the Amazon links, because that would take a long time to do, because I have quite a few things here to show you. We're going to be here a little while, guys, so just grab something to drink and sit back and relax here. But I will mention that I have my Amazon affiliate link in the description section, so if there's anything here that you see that catches your eye, you can click on that link and shop that way if you so choose. And also I have my Amazon influencer store there, so you can shop directly from there. And that is updated regularly, so feel free to check that out. And that just kind of goes back in to help support the channel, because I do get a little commission back that way, so that just goes back in to help support the channel. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start with my pencil cases, which I have quite a few of them. So I have this black one here, and this I believe is a U-Shares. Now, most of my pencil cases either come from the BTKSY one, the Bitsky ones, or the U-Shares. I have a few U-Shares ones, and just to kind of let you guys know about that. And I like the Bitsky ones, quite a bit better. This one here has more of a canvasy feel to it. And this case here has my Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils. There are 120 pencils in this set here. And this case is not filled up all the way because it would hold 150 pencils. But here is what those look like. Now, I'm kind of selective with what I use these on, because these are, pretty pricey, and so I don't want to go through them, in a big hurry or anything. So I'm a little picky about where and when I use those, but I find that these really complement the polychromos quite well. And you can use these with the polychromos together, and both sets I think would complement each other quite well. Next, I have in this case, this has my Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils, and you'll probably notice that these are like the polychromos colors. They're the same exact colors, but these are in watercolor format. So you color with the pencil and then you activate it with water. Now, I've not used these too much. Again, they're kind of pricey, and I'm pretty picky about when and how I use these, but I do want to, use these in my better coloring books and so forth. The ones that aren't going to buckle so much. So those are my Albrecht Dürer. Now there's 120 colors in that set. Again, it's same colors as the polychromos. In this pink case, I have my Sooty Styles. And these are quite a lot like the Marco Raffine color pencils, and they lay down quite a bit like the Marco Raffine color pencils. And so there's like 150 pencils in this, and these, came from Amazon. These are okay pencils. They're not the best, but, they work, I think they work pretty well on Create Space paper, or on other coloring books, and they're pretty decent pencils. Now, when I first got them, they stunk quite a bit. So when I opened the tin, now you're going to notice that most of the pencils I have here are in cases, and I took them out of the tins because I don't like to use the tins. But when I opened up the tin, the pencils stunk, so I had to air them out quite a bit, which, which was a bit of a pain, but I think they're a lot better now. Next, in this case, I have my Arteza colored pencils. This is the 72 set, I believe, and so they just kind of open up like this, and these are pretty nice pencils. I have no complaints about these. These are actually quite nice, and I did a review on my channel with these pencils, and you do get a very nice array of colors here. So there, you can color most pictures with these pencils, and the colors are pretty, they're not as vibrant as some pencils I have, but that's to be understandable. But they're quite nice pencils, so no complaints about those. In this case here, I have the Colleen pencils, and there are 72 pencils in this set. These are okay pencils. These seem to work okay on Create Space paper. I've not used them too terribly much. I want to use them a little bit more, and then these will be reviewed in my Pencilmania series. So, but they do have some nice colors in here. You do get a nice range. And what I like too is that these are hexagonal. You can see that these are hexagonal, and so when you put them on the table, they're not going to roll everywhere. And you do get the name and the name of the color and a number on there. So that's pretty cool. So those are the Colleens. This next set, in this case, is my Prismacolor Premiers, and so this has the 150 set of pencils, and these get used quite a bit. I don't use these in Create Space paper because it kind of eats up the pencils, and there's some that are getting a little bit short, but all in all, you know, they're still in pretty good shape. These are soft like butter, so these are like probably the softest pencils that I have ever used, I think, in my life. And these are a favorite of most people. There's a lot of people that consider these pencils their favorite, and they're pretty high up there on my list as well. In this case, I have the Tombow Erogitons as well as the Koh-i-Noor Tritones. So this right here is the Tombow Erogitons in this sleeve right here. Oops, I'm shaking the camera, sorry guys, in those sleeves right there. There are 90 pencils in this line that you can get. They come in like 3 different sets, and so there's 90 pencils that you can get all together. And then the Koh-i-Noor Tritones, there's like, I want to say like 36 pencils in this, and you get 3 colors out of this. I haven't used them like too much. They're really good like for brickwork, and I've used them in, they're just really good for brickwork. I've used them in a couple of pictures, but you know, really not too much. They're not ones that you would use like for everyday pencils. They're kind of made for like special effects and so forth. Now the Tombow Erogitons, let me talk about those while I'm putting away my case. Those are pencils with some pretty hard lead, and it can be a little difficult to color an entire picture with those because you're going to find that to get the color out, you're going to be pressing down quite a bit because they are so hard. So they're really good for getting into some tight spaces, as well as you know, for doing accents and stuff. You can color an entire picture with them. They do have pretty colors, but just keep in mind that you're going to have to rest your hand afterwards because it's a little hard on your hands. This next case here has my Faber-Castell Polychromos. There are 120 pencils in this set. And these are like my all-time favorites. Let me turn the case over. I think I have it upside down. These are like my all-time favorite pencils. And these are the ones that probably get used the most in any of my coloring. These are probably the ones that gets used the most. Some of them have gotten a little bit short. I'm going to have to look into getting some backups here kind of soon, but I haven't really had to replace too many of those as of yet. But they do get used quite a lot. They are harder than Prismacolor Premier pencils, but they are, I mean, the color just comes off so nice. It's, you know, they're just a dream to work with, in my opinion. They blend very well. You just, in my opinion, you just can't go wrong with them. There's some people that don't like them because they think that they're too hard, but in my opinion, that's not the case. Alright, so then I have a pink case here, and this has my, platinum pencils. This case here has my platinum pencils, and this, honestly, like, I haven't used them too terribly much. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Tombow ones. These are really good for Create Space paper. They're kind of, you know, spit it out here. The cores are pretty hard, so you're going to have to press down on them, you know, pretty much to get the color out. But it's a lightweight pencil. You can see that the barrel is white, and then you get like a representation of the color on them. They're pretty, I don't want to say fragile, but if you drop them, you're probably going to break the pencil. So be careful with them. They're very affordable on Amazon. I don't remember how much I paid for them, but I've had them for quite a while, and I should use them a lot more. So this case here has my Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, and I love these pencils. Now, as you can probably see, and they're upside down, as you can probably see, I am very selective with how and when I use these, because these are probably one of the most pricier pencils that you're going to get out there, and yeah, so I don't want to use these up too much. So I'm pretty selective with how I use these, and so that is why they're still pretty long right now. I pretty much use these like in the better coloring books, you know, where I know that the paper is going to allow them to blend really well, because these are soft. They're not Prismacolor soft, but they kind of have like a different feel to them, and you'll go through a lot of pencil if you press really hard on them. Haven't really done that. I mean, there's one here that I kind of pressed a little bit hard on, and I was sharpening a little bit more. So, you know, just when you use these, you know, just go really light with them, you know, in the light layers, because otherwise you're going to go through a lot of pencil. And as expensive as those things are, that's not a cool thing to do. Now, they can be bought open stock. I should mention the ones that can be bought open stock. The ones that I've shown so far, the Pablos, the Polys, the Prismacolors, these, I think the Erogitins in certain instances, I think you can get them open stock. So when you're looking at your artist grade pencils, then you're going to be able to get them open stock. The ones like Platinum or like, you know, Crayola, that kind of thing, the Colleens, you can't get open stock. They just don't come that way. This next case here has my Derwent Color Soft pencils, and there are 72 pencils in this set. Now these are like, they're soft, but when I say soft, I'm not going to say Prismacolor soft, because there's nothing that is Prismacolor soft except for Prismacolors. But these are pretty soft. I really would not use these up on Create Space paper, because it will eat the pencils, in my opinion. So I tend to do these on, you know, some other paper besides Create Space. But they have some really, really beautiful colors. I really enjoy using them. And I like the fact that on these pencils, the names on them are printed pretty clearly, which means that I can read them pretty easily. There's some pencils that is not the case, and some pencils, of course, don't even have color names on them, just numbers. Then this next case, this blue one, has my Inktense. Whoop. I'm going to turn them this way. This blue case here has my Inktense. And so these pencils, now these are also from Derwent, and these are different than like watercolor pencils. These actually have permanent ink in them. So you color with them, and then you activate it with water, and it turns into permanent ink. And what's nice about these is if you re-wet them, that, you know, once that color dries, it's not going to move. However, that can also be a con, because if you need to lift color, you're not going to be able to do it with these pencils. So if you kind of make a little oopsie with these, it's going to be harder to fix, because that stuff isn't going to move. But I really enjoy these pencils. I haven't used them too terribly much, because again, I'm pretty selective with how I use them, because in some books they're just not going to work out really well. So you kind of got to be careful with those. But I really do enjoy those pencils. Now this case here, this black case, has my Holbeins in it. And these pencils, I'm telling you what, I'm very selective in how and when I use these, because these, again, are pretty darn pricey. So these get used very sparingly. These are used for special projects. I do love them. They color beautifully, and they have some very beautiful pastel colors that you don't see in other sets. They're soft. They're pretty soft. They blend really nicely, and they're a very substantial pencil when you hold them in your hand. You get the number as well as the names on the pencils. I mean, I can't say enough about these. These are probably my second favorite behind the polychromos, but again, they're ones that I would just use in special projects because, you know, because of the price and because they're hard to get. You can get them open stock, I guess, on eBay. There's a couple of sellers that will sell them to you on eBay, but they're not readily available here in the States. I got them on Amazon, but, you know, again, on Amazon, you can't get them open stock. You have to buy the entire set. This case here has all 3 sets of my Black Widow pencils. So and I feel like I put them in upside down. I'm going to have to remedy that because I hate when the points are down like that. But these have all 3 sets of my Black Widow pencils. So you got the regular Black Widows plus the Scorpion and then the Cobra ones. And so if you put these all together, there's like 72 pencils in here, I believe. I got the newer Black Widow ones, which if you got the older ones, they're the ones that didn't have the names on them. These are really nice pencils, you guys. I mean, these are super, super nice. There's been a lot of wonderful, wonderful reviews about them, and I really like them. I haven't actually had to sharpen them or anything yet, but, you know, I got these in not too long ago, and, yeah, but I really like them. Then this case here has my, oop, there it is, this purple one. This case here has my Fila's in them. And so these, admittedly, let me show them to you. Now, admittedly, now I do have my color chart in here, which I haven't colored in. It did come with a big color chart, which I do need to do. Now, admittedly, I have had these for quite a while. I haven't used them much because I hated the box that they came in. I absolutely hated the box that it came in. So until I got these in a case, like I hated to kind of drag them out because they were a pain in the butt to do, you know. But I have them in my case now, so I will be using them a heck of a lot more often. These are pretty nice. They got some really nice colors. There's 152 pencils in this, and as you can see, there's quite a few metallics. And yeah, so we'll be diving into those. Okay guys, so that's pretty much all of my pencil cases. Now I do still have a few sets in tins. So this next set is the Koh-i-Noor Polycolors. Now this has got, and I'm shaking the camera, sorry guys. So this has got 72 colors in here, and again, admittedly, I need to get a case for these, and admittedly, like when they're still in the tins, like I haven't done much with them, and I mean, that's terrible. I mean, that's terrible. I haven't done much with them because I hate dragging these tins around. So I need to get a case for these, and once I do, they will be used a heck of a lot more often. I've had these sitting here for a while. They've just been kind of in my They've been just kind of in my arsenal, just waiting for the right time. There we go. Alright, these next ones are the Crayola Signature brand. Now these are really pretty. These are not like the traditional Crayola ones. These are more of, they kind of advertise them as artist grade, but you know, they're not, I mean, they're pretty, but you know, they're probably maybe a higher end student grade, I guess. But these are very pretty. I believe there's 50, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I believe that there's 72 pencils in this set. So again, I need to get them out of the tins and get them in a case. I need to use them a lot more often. I've used them a little bit, but again, you know, once I'm able to get them into a case, they'll get a lot more of a workout. The next ones, which I have not had for very long at all, these are the Derwent Pro Colors. There's 72 pencils in here. And I have not had these for very long at all. So, these have not had much of a workout at all. I am told that these are a cross between like the Derwent Artist pencils and the soft color. So I'm anxious to try these out and to do some coloring with them, and we'll do a little bit of that on camera, and I will work with them off camera as well. So we'll be diving into those. Another set that, again, that I have not had for very long and haven't had a chance to really do anything with them. Ugh. And it's a heavy thing. These are the Uni color pencils from Mitsubishi. And I did show these in a haul video. I think I'm going to recycle that. I did show these in a haul video, and but I just haven't had a chance to really try them out yet. These are packaged like a little differently. Let me show you how these work. So it stands up like so. Doggone it. It stands up like so, and then you take the little slots and you pull it down here. Try to get it in the frame here. You take the little slots and you pull it down like that, which then, you know, gives your pencil a little bit more visibility. Not sure how I like the packaging on this. It's unique and all that, but I kind of feel like it would fall over easily, and then your pencils could spill, and then you could have some breakage, and not a good thing to have happen. But I will be trying these pencils out, but I will, you know, obviously I'll be coloring with them. But I'm probably going to take them out of this original case and get them into one of those other cases, because they'll be a lot easier to handle that way. Okay, so then I have the 60 set of the Faber-Castell Pitt pens, which I got out at the outlet. Actually, Corey picked them up for me, and but they came from the outlet. So here is what those look like, in case you are not familiar with those. Then there is the Caran d'Ache 40 set of the pastel pencils, and I haven't had these for very long, so I haven't really had a chance to try them out, but I did show these in my outlet haul in that video. So these haven't been with me for very long at all. Then here is the 72 set of the Blick pencils. Turn them this way. Here's the 72 set of the Blick pencils that I have just recently gotten. Help if I turn it right side up. So it's in the wooden case, and I'm not going to lift out all the trays or anything because I kind of did this during a haul video. I've not had a chance to really color with these yet, but I do want to take them and swatch them out and so forth. There's that. Then there is the Arteza fine liners, and I believe I bought these from someone. I did not actually purchase these on Amazon, but I purchased these from somebody who was selling them. So these are there's 72 fine liners in here, and I'm not going to take out the whole trays or anything. Then there is the Sargent Art Supreme colored pencils, and I have used these a bit. Not too terribly much, but I have used these a bit, and there's 72 pencils in there. Okay, then these are the Guangui oil pencils. These are 160 pencils in here. And I don't even know if I've even used these suckers, believe it or not. I don't think I've really done too much with these. I want to get them out of these flimsy little trays and get them into a case. So I've really not done a whole heck of a lot with those. So basically these are these like hero pencils that were quite popular for a while. And then here's some from Shuttle Art. Again, 160 pencils in here. I need to get them out of here and into a case. But, and then these here are some Crayola dual tipped markers that I got kind of a while back ago. It's got a brush tip and a regular tip on it. Then here is the Amazon Basics colored pencils. Now, I have not really even tried these out yet. I've not had them for too long, but I've had them kind of sitting here. There's 72 pencils altogether in this. I need to get a case for them as well. All right, then there are some Faber-Castell Faber-Castell soft pastel sticks. There's 24 in these, and I showed these in my outlet haul, so I'm not going to open that up and do that again. You probably know what those look like. Here is a set of watercolors. This is Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolors, and there's 12 tubes in this little palette. Here's what it looks like. The only thing with this is, boy, this palette is so hard to open. Ugh. And this is something I got at the outlet, and when I was shopping with Corey, and she and I were just having a heck of a time with it, and it's just a pain in the butt to open. But yeah, so get the 12 tubes of those in there, plus you get a couple of mixing palettes here. So yep, some watercolors. Then here is my Crayola crayons. There's, I think, 150 crayons in here, and I use these to do a Crayola challenge, but I just, you know what, these just kind of came for the heck of it, so, you know, I've had them for a while. There's some books you can color easily with crayons, so, you know, they're in my arsenal. And I may do another Crayola challenge, we'll see. Okay, then I have two sets of these Paul Rubens watercolors, and these are the ones with the, and I'll just take the lids off so you can see the palette. I'm actually not gonna open the palette because they're not even unwrapped and ready to go yet, but they come in this like little pink palette, which is cute. So there's one set of glitter ones, and then there's one set of regular ones. There's 24 watercolors in each set. So there's those. And I'm not going to open the second box because it's pretty much the same thing as far as what the tins look like. Then there is, I have two sets of these like Kuretake Gambi Tamzai watercolors. This one here is the bigger set of the 36. And these watercolors, like a little goes a long way. It takes you a really long time to use them up. So I have used them, but they, you know, because there's a lot of paint in the pans, it takes a while to use up. So, and then I got these as well. These, Corey sold these to me. It's a smaller set of 24. She found out that she didn't like watercolor, so she sold them to me. And let's see. Let's just put them here. Then in this bag, this is sort of what I call my watercolor bag here, but let me just open it up and I'll show you what I've got in here. So these are now I do have a thing of these Stabilo fine liners. So these are not watercolors, they just fit in here, so I just put them in there, but those are the Stabilo fine liners. And I got these originally to use in my planner and stuff, but these are really good for getting into those tight little spaces. Alright, so then I have in here, this is another thing of Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolors, and these are 45 watercolors in this palette here. And this is coming apart. Try to get that back together. There we go. So there's 45 colors in here, and I've not had it for very long, so I haven't opened them up yet. And then I got 2 of the Jane Davenport ones, and the third one is on the way. It is not here yet. And then I do have the Prima ones. These are the watercolors from Prima Marketing, and they kind of slide around in the tins, so I gotta arrange these again. That's the only bad part about these, is they slide around way too much and they fall out of the pans. Ugh. So yeah, these need to be rearranged, but there's like, I think 5 different sets here, and I'll just open them up and show them to you real quick. There's that. And there's those. And then all of the tins, of course, have the thing to put through your thumb to hold it with. So some more Prima ones. And then here is some metallic ones. If we can get it open. There's some metallic ones, metallic accents. And these boxes in here are some watercolor tubes from the Mission Gold Magello watercolors. So I keep them in there. Then I have the Sennelier watercolors that I got from Corey, that she got from the outlet, and I keep them in this box because if you look at the video where I showed the haul I got from the outlet and such, the tin doesn't want to keep closed all the way, so I keep it in here just to protect them. Here is a set of Crayola Super Tips. There's 100 Super Tips in here. These are water-based markers, and these are really good, like if you want to put down a base. If you want to put down a base and then put pencils over the top of it. These actually work really nice. Then there is my chameleon markers. These are alcohol based. Okay, so here is what they look like, and I'll just take one out so you can see it. So with this, it's got a dual end, but this end down here also has some like some blending solution. So you touch the blending thing to the colored marker, and it gives you it lightens up the color, so you can get like different gradations of colors, which is very nice. Okay, so now I have some Staedtler fine liners. These are like the Stabilo ones, but these are from Staedtler. And again, I just got these to use in my planner, but I find that these are really good for getting into tight spaces. This is Marco Renoir colored pencils, and again, I need to get a case for them. Haven't gone through them too terribly much, but there they are. I'll get a case for them, and they'll get more of a workout. Okay, now these are my Neocolor 2s. This is the full 84 set of Neocolor 2s, and these are the watercolor crayons that you can get. And I have used these quite a bit because I love them. Okay, I do love those. Yeah, there's like some blending stumps and stuff, and then here are 4 tins of the Spectrum Noir color pencils that I just recently got. So there's 4 of them right there. Okay, so then I have, this is a Prismacolor Scholar pencil sharpener, and then these are the Derwent metallic color pencils. These are like, you can activate them with water. But you can color without water. I think there's like 12 in here. Then I have an extra Tagal pencil sharpener that I haven't opened. Here is some like metallic markers. I got them at Five Below when I was with Corey that one day. Here is the other tin of Spectrum Noir color pencils, and then here is a 72 set of Artist Choice watercolor pencils. I don't don't like them too well, but you know, they get the job done in a pinch. Then I've got some Lyra brush tip markers. Here is what they look like. There's 2 trays of those, and it's a dual tipped marker. You get a brush on one end, and then you get like a regular nib on the other end, and so forth. Alright, then here is some more metallic markers. And then here is my professional Winsor & Newton watercolors. I haven't even unwrapped those yet. I've had them since the outlet, but I haven't really done much with them, honestly. Okay, here's some distress crayons that Corey gave me. And then some more blending stumps and stuff. Here's some more of those markers. And then these I haven't even opened up yet. There's some more of those like distress crayons. Those are the ones Corey gave me. And then there's 2 containers of these soft pastels. Now these were just some really, really super cheap, inexpensive soft pastels. And what I did was I kind of shaved them off like with the knife, and then I put them in these little containers. And then I put on there, like I labeled on some of them it looks like I labeled the color, but there's what those look like. And then I just have them in these little trays. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 48 colors altogether in here. And I just take like a little pom-pom and I'll do like, you know, backgrounds or whatever. These are okay. They're not very pigmented. I got spoiled with my pan pastels, and so they're not, you know, they're not nearly as nice as those, but they work, and you can do some backgrounds with those. In this bag, I have a combination of Strokes colored pencils as well as the Lelix ones. They fit very nicely in here, and so I went ahead and just combined those. And this bag is the one that I got from the Five Below when I was shopping with Corey. It says half unicorn, or half mermaid and half unicorn. I also have this set of Pelikan colored pencils. There are 24 colored pencils in here. I've also got this set of 100 Crayola colored pencils, and I just kind of have them haphazardly in this box. I don't know what happened with the divider, but I took it out. They kind of rattle around a little bit. I need to get something else to put them in because this is not cool. Sometimes the box wants to fly open and they want to go everywhere, so I'll do something with that. Then I have this 50 set of Artlicious colored pencils, and right now they're just in this box. I've used them a little bit. Not too terribly much. I want to get them out of the box and into something different because this is not very good packaging. I do have a few other things that I didn't show. I have Prismacolor Very Thins off in the other room. I've also got a set of gel pens that are in a bag in the other room as well. And then I'm not going to dig out my whole pan pastel set because you've seen them on another video and they're a pain in the butt to cart around. So then I got 2 sets of Pebbles chalk. Classics and Pearlescence, and then here are some Castle Art colored pencils. There's some Castle Art colored pencils. I think there's like how many? 72 pencils. 72 pencils in this set, so these could actually go into a case, which I need to get. I need to figure out like how many cases I need and what I need to get actually. Here is my backup set of Prismacolor Scholars. Now I do have the entire set, but I don't have them handy to show them to you. I did show them in a haul, but here is my backup set that I got out at the outlet. Here is the set of the Blick Gray colored pencils. I got these out at the Blick store when I went shopping with Corey, and those go with my 72 set of Blicks, as well as the loose pencils that I got. Here is the 12 set of the Gold Faber colored pencils. Again, I got these out at the Blick store. I want to try to get the entire set if I can. Here is my backup of Prismacolors. There's 72 pencils in here. I got this backup set because Amazon was having a lightning detail, and I went ahead and picked that up. And then here is the 120 set of the Artist Choice colored pencils. I showed you the watercolor ones. These are okay. They're not very pigmented at all, but they do in a pinch, and they do have some pretty colors on them. So there's those. Right here is my pile of water brushes, and these are the ones that have where you can store the water inside the little tank, and you can use them to paint that way. I have a zig detailer. Most of these are like you know, the Pentel aqua brushes and stuff, but there's one zig detailer here, and I think a couple of other things here too. So I have several different ones. They're different sizes and stuff. I also do have some bigger brushes that I use for gesso, and they're just, I don't have them handy right now, but I do have, you know, bigger, just, you know, really big brushes with the bristles, you know, to put the gesso down on the page, which I don't have at the moment to show. But you have seen those before, like when I have applied gesso on my pages. Another thing I want to show you guys is I have a bunch of acrylic paints here, and this is like either from Apple Barrel or like Americana. There's like, you know, just a bunch of this acrylic paint in here, and so I went ahead and I keep all this in this box here until I get, you know, a nicer container. But this is what I use to paint backgrounds with, like on the pictures. And then I've also got a package of these palettes, which I haven't opened. These are some spare ones, and then I've been using this one here. So, you know, these make good you know, mixing trays, like for your, you know, to put your acrylics and stuff on. Then in this bag, and I've got them in here until I can get a nicer container, I have my stickles. So I have a bunch of different colors of stickles in here. I went on a stickles raid when I got these. So I'll use these like for accents, like after the picture is colored in, you know, where I want some glittery, shiny stuff. This right here in this box is some more acrylic paint. This is some Liquitex Basics, and I'm not gonna like get it out and open it because it's a bit of a pain in the butt to get back together, but there's like, I think there's like 60 sample tubes of different colors in here. I have also used these for backgrounds. This is a little bit thicker than the craft paint. It's still a student grade, I guess, acrylic paint, but this is really nice for doing your backgrounds as well, and I got this on Amazon for a good price. Then I have this little roll of paintbrushes, and I'm not going to open it up, but this is just, you know, a bunch of paintbrushes in this roll, and I've used some of them for watercolor and some of them for the acrylic paint. Mostly it's for the acrylic paint, because I do have my water brushes and stuff. Okay, then here is a set of Ergo Soft colored pencils. There are 24 in here, and I just kept them in their original case. These pencils are some Venus colored pencils, which my husband actually gave me. These were his. These are like vintage pencils. These are like, they've been around the block a time or two, and see if I can get them open. These have been around the block a time or two, so there's like 12, I think, pencils in this thing here, and I thought the case was kind of neat, you know, so I just kept them in there. And then there's some Wink of Stella markers. Here is a case of Prismacolor watercolor pencils. I think there's like 24 in there. And I just never took them out of this tin. They're okay. They're not the best, but they're alright. And then here is some Amaze Rock color pencils. Now these are actually watercolor pencils. And honestly, I haven't even done anything with them. I've had them sitting here for a while, but haven't really done much with them. And Monera made me get these, and I've been kind of waiting for a, you know, special time to use those. So I've had them sitting here. I just need to drag them out a lot more often. Now, in this bag, which I got from Blick, I just have, and I'm not really going to pull them out, but I just have like some extra Blick pencils and a few loose like pastel pencils that that I got from Blick, and some kneaded erasers and stuff, but I'm not going to pull all that out. Okay, then here is a set of 48 Marco Raffine colored pencils. I don't have the full 72 set. Those are okay. I'm not really that big of a fan of those, but oh well. Here is some Faber-Castell classic colored pencils. These are some Bic markers. And then these are the Chameleon double tone colored pencils. Okay, then these are some Balin colored pencils. And I believe there's 48 color pencils in that pack. This is some brush tip markers from Crayola. Okay, brush tip markers from Crayola. And then here is some Sargent gel pens. Alright, next I have the 96 colors of the Arteza brush pens. Now, they came in this plastic baggie because I purchased these from someone who didn't want them anymore. And she didn't have the tin anymore, so it just, you know, she put them in this big, like, Ziploc baggie, which holds them very nicely. But these ones, if you're a little bit familiar with the Zig ones, they're I guess kind of the same principle, I guess, but you just it has a brush nib on the pen, and then you can do lettering, you can color with them. You can also use them as watercolors. So there's the full 96 set of those in there. Then I have the Touch Soft markers. And there's 3 bags of them in here. I think I have like 100, either 120 or 140 colors. I don't remember, but I'll just open up one of the bags and we can see what they look like. So I try to keep them on their side because, you know, they're alcohol markers and it's best if you put them on their side. So it's got like it's got a chisel nib and a regular bullet tip nib, but these are pretty nice markers. I like them a lot. I will color like mandalas with those, and these are really good again if you want to put a base layer and then put pencils over the top of them. The only thing, because they are alcohol markers, they will bleed through your paper, so you're going to want to take precautions with your next image underneath. And you can't really use it on double-sided paper because you'll ruin your next image. So, you know, they're a little bit limiting in what you can do, but if you have a single-sided page and if that's what you want to do, then you go for it. Okay, so there's those. Then I have the Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor pencils. Oops. 72 pencils in here. I've used these a few times, you know, not too often, but I've used these a few times. I find that these work really good on Create Space paper. But these are nice pencils. And then I just kind of keep them in this outer box. I do need to get a case for them though, so I will be working on that. And then I got these Sperrer Farben colored pencils. And I've had these sitting here for quite a while. Haven't really done too much with them. Again, I need to get them into a case. These are my Stabilo Carbothello pastel pencils. You can see that. There's 60 colors in here. Now I've also got some of their watercolor things here. I've got my watercolor swatch book that I just kind of swatch all the watercolors in. This is one of those like mixed media journals, and that looks awful, but I just kind of swatch like all of the different watercolors in here. So there's that. These are the Sakura Koi watercolors. And, whoops, there's 24 colors in here. It comes with a travel brush and a sponge and so forth in there. I've used them a little bit. Then you get a mixing palette on top of there. So that's a nice travel set if you're on the go someplace. Now these ones here, and I'm not going to open it up, but these are the Mission Gold Magello watercolors. I just kind of have them in a palette here, and I wrapped it up in saran wrap so it wouldn't get like too cakey or anything like that, but I'm not going to open them up. I just took them out of, I took some out of the tubes and just kind of dumped them, or not dumped them, but squeezed some off in there. So that's what I have in there. And this is a set of Pelikan opaque watercolors, and these are like, if I can get it open here. This is just some real inexpensive ones. And these are okay, but they're kind of chalky. There's that tray. They're kind of chalky. So I don't know, I tend not to gravitate toward them too much because I don't like the chalky feel of them afterward. But, you know, they do in a pinch, and it does have, you know, a couple of really nice, like, mixing spaces to take advantage of. Then I have this set of water-based markers that I got off of Amazon, and there's like 80 colors in these things, and it comes in like 3 tubes. There's 80 colors in this, and it comes in 3 tubes, it looks like, and then you take them off, and here's what the marker looks like. It's there's that. So it's kind of like a brush pen, and then you get, there's another end right there. It's kind of like a brush pen and a like a fine tip in there too. So those are pretty nice. Now I do have some things in this case that that is from me and my big ideas, and I was able to get this case on Amazon. And I do have a few things in here. Now there's some Crayola pencils, and then there's some twistables right there in that. I've also got this little tin of Tombow pencils. They're just little mini travel pencils. These are like hard as nails. They're not, you know what, like I wouldn't recommend these because these are hard as nails, and you're gonna really have to work to get the color out of them. Yeah. In this little bag here, I have some water-based markers. These are kind of like fine liners a little bit. These are from International Imports. I've got another pencil sharpener. This is from Faber-Castell. I got some blenders in here. There's Posca pens in there, blender. Here's white Posca pens, and then here's like a little tiny eraser. It's got like the little brush end on there to get rid of your eraser dust, and then there's the eraser right there. Oops, everything back in this pocket. All right, then here is some Crayola broad-tipped markers. There's some more Crayola Super Tips, a smaller set than what I had before. Here is some Micador colored pencils. There's like 36 of those in there. Alright guys, I think that is everything. So that is what I use in my coloring books and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this long video and seeing everything here. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know and I will try to answer them. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. And of course, hit that notification bell so you can be updated about new happenings. You all have a great day, and we will talk to you in the next video. And stay warm. Be really, really careful of this weather, because right now we are in Arctic temperatures, and yeah, just be careful. All right, guys, have a great day, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye, my little goldies.